Welcome back, everybody. While a lot of our attention and focus has been on this Chinese balloon floating through our ether, which of course is absolutely concerning and more concerning the more we learn about it, but one longtime issue that still remains unsolved is the drug crisis peddled by none other than the Chinese. They manufacture, they produce, and they distribute their fentanyl-laced drug creations and work in direct coordination with the Mexican cartels to murder Americans. A recent statistic just 1 year ago found that fentanyl fatally poisons one person in our country every 8.5 minutes and kills nearly 200 people per day. Now, this doesn't sound innocent. It sounds like an act of terrorism to me, but joining us now to discuss these issues is one of my favorite guests because of how passionate and clear he is in communication on this very issue. Derek Maltz is the former director of the Drug Enforcement Administration's Special Operations Division, and he joins us now. Derek, it's great to see you again.
Thank you very much, Amanda. I appreciate everything you're doing.
Well, we love having you on, and I'm so glad that you were out here talking about this because, you know, this is an issue that has been percolating for a long time, and I think that a lot of Americans think that it really just kind of originates in Mexico. Maybe that's because of TV shows like Narcos or something. They think that all the drugs originate in Mexico, but these originate in China, and China is directly coordinating with Mexico. It is a national security issue, but also it does seem like a form of chemical terrorism.
Absolutely. We have another fentanyl emergency day in America. Every day, kids are dying left and right, like you already highlighted. The sad part is I've been tracking this for over 10 years as China and their chemical lab operators have been providing synthetic powerful chemicals to our citizens directly at first, and then they decided to divert the chemical exports into Mexico. The cartels are operating with impunity. They are destroying our country. We've never had in the history of this country a terrorist organization that's killing this many Americans. So yes, we have a very serious crisis now, and unfortunately the government is not taking it serious. I would like to know that when Secretary of State Blinken goes over to China, do they agree on positive concrete steps forward to address these critical chemical exports that are killing our kids at historic levels? Because that's what the public should be demanding. This is a crisis we've never seen in the history of the country. And to be honest, I'm sick and tired of talking about it. This is going on 5 years, talking about this on the national news, in Congress, and I don't see any action. So it's really, really disturbing.
Yeah, Derek, one of the things that I see about this is very concerning to me is that, as you well know, there's this idea that, you know, this is not going to hurt me, especially the younger kids. And this is the part that bothers me. You have the younger generations who say, you know, if I take it one time, it won't kill me. But this is explained to if you can, if you had an 18-year-old watching this show right now, or a 20-year-old, maybe a college kid who said, oh, it doesn't matter. They're putting this in everything. They're putting it in marijuana. They're putting in other drugs, and it can kill you first time. It is not something that you have this long-term kind of thing on. Please make that point to our listeners tonight.
So first of all, everyone in America should be sitting down with their kids, their grandkids, their nephews, their nieces, and watching the documentary 15, 20 minutes, Dead on Arrival. And you will see how regular kids in this country are dying from a pill, a half a pill of what they think is Xanax, Percocet, oxycodone, and they're dying instantly, and their parents are finding them dead in their bedrooms, blue lips and dead. So right now, thanks to the Families Against Fentanyl, we have determined that the fastest population of dead kids is those below the age of 14. We also have infants, very young infants that are dying because they're getting in touch with the stash in the house. But the other thing is we want to make sure kids know that the illicit drug supply is tainted. These pills are not what you think you're going to get. So yes, we recognize that the anxiety level, the depression level in America is really high. The kids are feeling the pain. They're watching the news. They see things going on. They listen to their families. But if they take a pill, it has to come from a legitimate pharmacy. And that's fine if the doctor orders an Oxycontin or a Xanax pill for anxiety, no problem. But if you get it from a friend and you get it from the street, you get it from the internet, most likely it's poisonous. And the DEA has determined through their analysis that 6 out of 10 pills that they analyze has a potentially lethal dose of fentanyl. Those are terrible odds, and I'd stay far away from it. But it's not just the pills. Like you said, Congressman, you have cocaine that historically is not going to kill you if you snort a couple of lines. But guess what? Now it's laced with fentanyl. It was a DEA agent who I've known for a long time. His 40-year-old son had a meth problem, but he just died from fentanyl poisoning because the meth contained fentanyl. So there's a serious crisis, and our schools need to educate the kids. I live in Virginia. The breaking news this week is a dead kid in the bathroom in Wakefield High School, Arlington County. And you know what? The parents are demanding for leadership. There's no leadership on this issue.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. And there's another really horrifying aspect to all of this. And I'd love for you to discuss this pipeline from China to the cartels. They are actually utilizing human assets, students on education visas who are trafficking this stuff. Are these students, it seems to me that if this is chemical poisoning, if this is chemical terrorism, then they are terrorists.
Okay, so Amanda, great point, but here's the deal. Right now, not only are the cartels facilitating the distribution of the poison by providing the chemicals, what they're doing is they have the young Chinese students here in America that are meeting with cartels around the country, picking up suitcases of cash. The cash is getting turned over to Chinese businessmen in America. They're gambling with this money, but most importantly, they're buying real estate land and real estate like properties all over our country. So we have national security. They're buying farmland next to, major Air Force bases or military bases. So it's the Chinese students that are here that are actually engaging in this activity. And they may not know exactly what they're doing, but they're picking up millions of dollars. And then the Chinese are laundering the money, getting the money back to the cartels very efficiently and effectively and timely. So that's enabling the cartels to do more business. Chemicals are coming in, money's flowing, kids are dying. That's a perfect strategic plan for China. And Mike McCall, the former Homeland Security congressionalman from Texas, congressman, he said it perfectly at a recent event I went to. The greatest strategic plan for China is to sell fentanyl to America. It's an unrestricted warfare. We're worrying about the balloon up in the air. That's cool. That's fine. But what about the kids that are dying? Where's the talk about it? It's disgusting.
Oh, it is. And I certainly hope that all of your talks about this, I mean, we have you on and we learn so much from you, but I agree. It seems like nothing's really being done. But Derek, it's always great to have you on. Unfortunately, it's usually under unfortunate circumstances. Thank you for being here, sir. And Doug Collins and I will take a break and then we'll be back.